Ain't that the fucking truth? Setting up our other live on TikTok or on Clapper. Sorry, we no longer are going to be producing any original content uh, for Clapper or for TikTok. All right. Morning, everybody. This is Justice's Waiting Room. This is a daily live podcast where we discuss news and politics. Now, I am a socialist, so I just want everyone to have universal health care, education, income, and housing. And I was just thinking about this. If anybody ever wonders what my socialist credentials are, other than saying it and defining it and talking about it like pretty much constantly, I went to the Bernie rally when it was here in Indianapolis. There were 20,000 people that came out to support Bernie Sanders when he came here when he was running back in 2016. Morning, everybody. And I voted for him over Hillary in the primary. And yes, I am one of those people that has a T-shirt that says, "Don't blame me. I voted for Bernie." I just want to make hilarious, by the way. Um, I am Bernie Sanders. Like Bernie Sanders at the inauguration is my spirit animal. Where he was sitting there like all bundled up, arms crossed, legs crossed, like very not happy with that. So what we do on this show every morning, okay, is we listen to a classic song called "War" by Edwin Starr. And I usually actually share the link to the chat so that everybody can choose whether or not they want to listen to the title song. Sometimes you don't feel like listening to it, you know. Some I think that's one of the draws of my show is that I'm not ramming whatever music we're playing, right? Nothing. It is very cold. Very cold outside. Here it's very cold in the southeast part of the United States. It's not like I didn't talk about that for days and days and days, where I was like, it's gonna be, and I'm thinking about all the people in the eastern two-thirds of the United States that are experiencing unkind weather. Okay. Oh, wow. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Buenos dias. -8 in New York. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. I didn't even look in Indy. I didn't even see what it was here. Oh, it says it's 1 degree. Morning, B. Morning. Sorry we were a few minutes late. It's my wife's day off is Wednesday, and when your fucking spouse, it's their day off, you tend to do shit like be late to your podcast, you know? Sorry. I actually like the person I married, man. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, y'all. Sorry for marrying up. No, in Florida. Schools closed in Wisconsin. Goodness, goodness. And we always got to start with good news if we can find it. And the best news that I can come up with is that Donald Trump's inauguration was the lowest TV audience in 15 years. What is it good for? And then here's Bernie Sanders speaking on the inauguration. Here's also, what does it say? 24 degrees feels like negative in 6 Oklahoma. And yes, that's natural. Jared lifetime. Yeah, got to. What do you think Barron said to Biden? I Barron said to Biden, "I'm nothing like my old man." Hopefully, he was not. For the record, if you one of the things that I would recommend doing, if you ever have time, because body language tells you everything you need to know, is go watch the election from the reverse angle. So make sure you're watching Donald Trump, but I want you to pick out the people to the right and left of Donald Trump and pick someone and watch them the whole time. Watch their behavior. That's what I do. I easily, if I wasn't so goddamn busy, I could have easily been like a behavior analyst. Easily. I could have fucking done that shit in a heartbeat. But watch people, and Barron, when his dad was speaking, Barron was like, God damn, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what his attitude was. Like, I'm so fucking embarrassed at this motherfucker. That's for the record. I mean, you take it however you want. I had a really shitty childhood, and psychologically, they say that if you had a really shitty childhood, that you just keep reliving it, um, over and over and over again. So it makes it really easy to relate to Baron watching his fucking dad, and he's just like, God, like, yeah, uh, yeah, he looked embarrassed, and he should be, he should be. Um, so yeah, obviously, on my show, what we've done really good at is not made a habit of just sitting around and doom and glooming and shitting on Donald Trump. That's not really what we do here. But I do want to point this out because he's made all these negative actions, right? And it's escalating. It's like every subsequent action is an escalation of the prior action. It's almost meant to push for pushback. It's like they want, and again, this is because this is what Vladimir Putin wants is chaos. One of the things that you noticed as Donald Trump gets inaugurated, remember what significant event happened. Now, this is I'm sorry to ask you to think this early in the morning. Remember, I am trying to teach you something. What significant event happened before the inauguration? Do you remember? It's actually pretty significant given that they got sued as soon as he got inaugurated. He might actually be the only smart person in that entire party. Do 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 do. What happened right before the election? Or inauguration, I'm sorry. So on the morning of the election, what significant event happened? And we joked about it. Vivek Ramaswamy left Doge the morning of. And remember, we joked that the Department of Governmental Efficiency became half, way more efficient. Way more efficient. The more, and I think it's because Vivek Ramaswamy realized that up to this point he's culpable. Yeah, yeah, and he backed out of Doge. And he's like, "Oh, I'm going to run for office in Ohio." That was hours later. I went and looked this up. The in At 2 p.m. a story came out about Ramaswamy running for office in Ohio. I just want to point it out. I just want to point this out. 2 p.m. That before Donald Trump was fucking inaugurated in the morning, Ramaswamy left Doge. Wouldn't you put the story about him flirting with Ohio first? If they were in control? Anyway, I'm rabbit hole. But yeah, I get it. Everybody's really down. This is about as dark as it gets. And there's a big explainer here that I put in the chat. And yeah. Uh-huh. The one about the military tribunal. Yeah, I mean, I have alluded to it in the past. I've said shit like you can't handle the truth and shit like that. Like a lot of people think that once Donald Trump gets into office that he cannot be touched, and it's just not true. Oh, he's immune. Cool. Cool story, bro. I know that it's dark times. It's easy to fall into the oh god, he just released another executive order that, canceled fucking toiletries and public restrooms and shit. And you're like, whatever. Whatever. This is a man so full of hate that like he gets into office and he spends the first 2 days undoing shit. Has he done anything good? Has he done a single thing that's good? Like think about this. Think about how troublesome this is for the president of the United States. Yeah. Think about how troublesome this is for the president of the United States. I forgot what I was even gonna fucking say. Oh, the newly inaugurated president of the United States, right? In his first couple days in office, pardons violent January 6th insurrectionists to the dismay of the police unions that supported Donald Trump overwhelmingly opposed Donald Trump releasing the January 6th insurrectionists. And on his first day in office, he pardoned them. And again, this goes back to think about all the white cis males that are head of unions, that are heads of police department, that fell for Donald Trump, hook, line, and fucking sinker, did whatever fucking Donald Trump wanted to do, have protected that man for the last however the fuck long Donald Trump has been under police protection, at the very least, not to mention a Secret Service detail. And I'm just thinking from someone that comes from a family full of law enforcement officers. Like, do you understand that he went out after them? He sought after the support of police unions and I just want to make sure we get it correct. Overwhelmingly, the police unions do not support the pardoning of violent criminals. I'm just I'm just saying like 76%, 81% of union members do not support that shit. Okay? Like overwhelmingly. Police do not want violent criminals released back into public. Okay? So understand that. And then in his first day in office, he literally spit in their face. Put violent criminals right back into the public. Um, that's going to cause him some problems. Because this means that the people that he turns his back on, police, literally, he turns his back on them and they protect his ass, they might not. might not start to give a fuck, that the perimeter might be starting to crack, is what I'm saying. Like, you got to understand, I had kind of joked about how, if as long as he's in his bed in his house in Mar-a-Lago, you could fly someone over at a low enough altitude and drop someone on his fucking chest, murk him, and be off his property before anybody finds out. But it had to be one person. And they don't do that shit anymore. This isn't a goddamn James Bond movie. Okay? This isn't fucking Hitman. But oh my god, did I just create the sickest fucking Hitman level? Um, oh my fuck. Like, this is just racist and sexist. Donald Trump administration, this is from the AP. Trump administration directs all federal DEI staff to be put on leave. And again, remember, they want us fighting. They want violence. So I'm all about supporting protests. I just participated in my first conversation here locally looking into protests. Yeah. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. You know what? I'm glad that the being read for filth started early. Um, We can dream it's a James Bond movie, Squint says. I fucking know, dude. I have a vivid imagination. I am a video gamer and a reader, and like, I'm like a smart person that also, like, you know how Elon Musk pretends that he is a hardcore video gamer? I'm like a Elon Musk that actually played the shit. So I'm totally Hitman. You know what I'm saying? This is like a Hitman mission. Video Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Yeah, a lot of people are asking me. So as long as we can verify that that is not artificial intelligence, as long as we can verify that what we're watching is not artificial intelligence, I'm pretty positive there's a video floating around of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris walking into the inauguration, and I'm pretty positive. Dice Man, one of the things you got to understand is he has not been able to confirm anyone except Rubio for sex state, right? And understand that Executive Order 13848 lets the Department of Justice try you for your crime. Skirting, SCOTUS can't help you, Congress can't help you. That shit's coming down the pipe. You may lose hope. This may be a dark time, but understand it's coming. And there's nothing he can do. The heads of the FBI, Christopher Wray, Merrick Garland, Jack Smith, SecDef, Lloyd Austin the third, all stepped down. He doesn't know who he's firing now. And remember, Joe Biden set up an order of secession, so all those jobs will be filled. Joe Biden doesn't know who to, or Joe Biden, sorry, Donald Trump does not know who to fire. Executive Order 13848 comes out. He has no power here. He's not he is not immune from shit he did when he was not in office. So understand, everything prior to I do, that fucking oath he took, crime. All the way up to that, to January, what, I don't know when you technically give up power. That's one of the things I'm confused about. If you're the president of the United States, do you cede power in the millisecond where he says I do? Is that when the actual transfer takes place? Or is it on the 6th when the certification's done? Is it like done then? Or is it, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. What video of Biden and Harris are you referring to? If somebody could post me that link and I'll put it in the chat. I posted it in our chat yesterday. And if somebody has some way to verify that this is or is not artificial intelligence, and I have another video to show you too. New Black Panther movie. Christina, do you want to hear my Black Panther story? My subconscious Black Panther story? So I started coaching high school football in Indianapolis, Indiana. Okay, I'm gonna find it. Everybody's like, "Where's the video, Jared?" I'm like, I gotta go find it. I can. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Here, I I went and found it. Sorry, everybody. Sorry. I was asking for it. I got it in chat. Fucking okay. Again, if people are willing not to see, how do you join your Discord? Okay, so we have a process, Angela. What we like to see out of members of our Discord is consistency. So what I show, yeah, hopeful? Oh, no, I don't operate on hope. I didn't get on here to provide hope. I hope I hope you understand that I'm not blowing sunshine up your ass. I I'm not the kind of person to sit here and talk about what should happen. The powers that be are duty bound. The writing's on the fucking wall. Like I get it. It's dark times. It's dark times. I'm not here to give you hope. I'm here to tell you if this shit doesn't happen, democracy is fucking done with and we are in full-blown anarchy. That's what the fuck I am saying. I am 100 or zero person. Meaning like we are either doing this shit correctly or I'm out. I'm not picking on you, Corey. I didn't say your name. I'm not like, I'm just saying like I'm not a hope dealer. I hope you I hope you understand that. Yeah. Yeah, I just want to make sure you know. Like I'm not a hope dealer. I'm not a tarot card reader. No offense. No offense. I'm not a tarot card reader. I'm not a gypsy. Have you ever read The Alchemist? It's like one of my favorite books of all time. Um we are all hopefully you see yourself as the little shepherd boy on the journey. Like you're the main character, y'all. Um and I get it. It's all that shit that Donald Trump's doing is show. All the thing that he's undoing can be redone with a flick of a pen. He's just making somebody's hand hurt. That's all the fuck he's doing. Nothing. He ain't doing shit. He's not doing shit. He's not using presidential powers. He also tried to amend an amendment, and he can't fucking do that without Congress. So he's an idiot. He's a whole idiot. It just sucks. Yeah. So when I watched that video of Kamala Harris definitely walking towards you, I think that uh something was said before the big thing that she said. I think it was it's going to be okay is what I think was said before. But again, what I try to do is be like, is this artificial? Is this AI? And again, I hate using that term and I want to make sure my audience knows. Sometimes I'm going to say things that I don't believe in. For example, sometimes I'm going to call stuff AI that is not actually AI, and I actually know what the difference is. You understand that without consciousness, it's not artificial intelligence and that it's just marketing. It's really just a really smart computer. It's deep machine learning. That's exactly right, Angela. So, like I said, what we want to see out of people in the audience that want to be in the Discord is consistency. So, show up, participate in the conversation, try to be an add to a conversation, try not to be a detractor. There's a lot of people that will come in and they'll try to pick apart the things I say. Understand, y'all? This shit is really live. It's really live. I don't have a big production studio. I'm not being fed material. I'm a real human being, an actual human. And I know you're not fucking used to seeing actual human beings sit down in a chair and calmly tell you the truth and try to even tell you when I'm skeptical. Like, for example, when I see the video of Kamala Harris pretty clearly saying justice is coming. And then my brain is knowing all the shit I know is like, okay, none of the traditional checks and balances are in play anymore. We are in completely uncharted territory. The thing about it is, though, it's not like we're in uncharted territory and there are no rules. Okay? Yeah, keep showing up, keep adding to the conversation. You can come and join the Discord. What we're trying to do is vet people before we add, right? If we just let everyone join the Discord, what ended up happening? Can my anyone in my audience tell me what happened when we were loosey goosey with inviting people into our Discord? Lawsuits have been filed. Yeah, I had to put out a cease and desist. What else? What else happened? I haven't filed yet. It costs money to do that. We had a bunch of people join my Discord. Not we didn't know who they really were, and so no, not even trolls. Not even trolls. We had people join our Discord, lie about their identity. So that was the first thing that was super crazy. I'm trying to build a team. My entire staff is women. The matriarchy, the self-called matriarchy, that's an entirely female team of leadership. So once you realize the company you're asking to add to get on, get in with, get in this Discord, have this conversation with, you're gonna have to be a consistent positive ad. I'm gonna have to not know who you are, like ID yourself and shit, but like you have to be who you say you are. Otherwise, this relationship does not have a good foundation. Like if you want to be a part of like the inner circle, right? The executive board, and you want to come on here and first like the biggest one is people try to have their own conversation in the chat. Like instead of being a part of my audience, they want it to be about them. And it's like, oh, that's fucked up. Like people are dumb. That's okay. So yeah, just keep showing up. The best ability is availability, right? The best ability is just be here, you know? It kind of feeds into my clothing line I'm trying to start. So hey, I need people that are like gonna actually be helpful because people keep saying they want to help, but then it's like I'm clearly busy. And yeah, aw, aw, you know who's else is not doing so good? You know who else is not doing so good? Vladimir Putin's not doing so good. That's unfortunate. Thinking right now of Aaron Bushnell. On February 25th, 2024, Aaron Bushnell, a 25-year-old serviceman of the United States Air Force, died after setting himself on fire outside the front gate of the Embassy of Israel in Washington, D.C. And thinking about how profound an act that was in the light of Mio Ospite said, hoping for an answer on this, I was under the impression that a state AG was going to file a quoro warranto in DC the moment he was inaugurated. I hate that they have to wait 45 days. They actually don't. So that time frame is a upper limit. So understand if they give you 45 days to do something, you could be done on day one. You just have up to 45 days. Up to 45 days, then up to 30 days. Okay? It was a fucking holiday. Y'all panties. Yeah, this happened almost a year ago, Jojo. It got swept under the rug and they called him mentally unwell. And I just wanted to say in retrospect how profound an act that was, all things considered. Like at the time, the media didn't want to cover Aaron Bushnell immolating himself in protest. If you don't know what that means, a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, you gonna learn today." Good to go. So one of my favorite fucking words, burning from the inside. That white hot rage you feel sometimes. Perhaps if we channeled that energy into getting an education and getting into politics and developing a platform and get yourself into a position to stand at a microphone and scream that I just want socialism for everyone. I want it worldwide. What can I do to help the world get it? Right? One of the things that American politicians have been sort of goaded into doing is trying to. Why is Elon not deported after doing his little Nazi salute? Fucking crazy, man. How's the new job? Um, so you gotta understand I have PTSD really bad. So on the one hand, I think that I'm a change agent, and any room that I enter, I have like a overall positive impact on. But I also understand that this is an entry level position at this company, and that and understand that most of the people in my training class are veterans that are mortgage loan officers that are used to making well into the six figures that have transferred to this industry. So to feel like I'm in a room full of people that I should be in, like other veterans, other people that came from like mortgage, homes, insurance, and type industries, like okay. So spinning it was an expression of love. So because I have PTSD, no, that's not what I said. Yeah, and it's up to 45 days. Up to 45 days. And then up to 30 days. So understand the only observable fact we have regarding Executive Order 13848 is that it really does appear like on December 20th in the evening that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden did both rush back to the White House, and that does match up with the delivery of all those reports. I tried to say that, Valerie, and nobody would listen to me. In fact, everybody talked over me. Yeah. hmm It was a holiday, so it's going to take some time. And remember, the more you get, more information is public about what's going to happen, the more Donald Trump has the ability to plan. So just keep that in mind. So everybody's like, when is shit gonna happen? I thought shit was gonna happen, and it's like you got to think more defensively. There's a reason I've been telling everyone to protect yourself and be defensive about it. Everybody wants to get a pistol, right? Everybody wants to be bam, bam, bam. I want to be John Wick, and it's like you're not John Wick though. You're not John Wick though. You probably don't get enough sleep. You know, I try to think about this because somebody asked me, what's the difference between me and John Wick? And I tried to say, oh, you probably don't even sleep enough. You have to sleep 8 hours a night. You probably need a nap. Dead ass. Tell me I'm wrong. If you're gonna sleep right, you're gonna have to hydrate. Okay? You're gonna have to hydrate. And then if you're gonna sleep and hydrate, you might as well eat right. Right? If you're gonna sleep good and drink water and eat right, well shit, if you're gonna do all that, you might as well exercise. And on that tip, because everybody's all about it. They're like, Jared, I'll sleep. The kids are about it. I coach high school football. The kids are about it. I'll sleep, coach. Cool. You gonna drink water? Sure. I'll drink water too. Cool. You gonna eat right? It's a little tough to get high school kids to eat right because they are so pressed for time. That's one of the things that always bothered me. Now that I'm an adult and I'm gonna go back and be a teacher, it bothers me how fast we move. Like these kids are just rushed around all the time, and it's like, how are they fucking learning? It's like the teacher's more worried about doing their job than they are the kid learning. And I get it. It's because Jared, not all kids learn the same or learn the same way or learn the same speed and shit. And it's like, fuck all that, man. Anyway, so like I said, have always made jokes to me because I was in the Marine Corps infantry, because I'm a black belt in a martial art, because I worked armed and unarmed security for over a decade, because my entire family is in law enforcement actually. People have asked, what's the difference between the average citizen and John Wick? And I'm telling you, every day when I get on here, I tell you, you need to sleep 8 hours. You probably need a nap. You need to hydrate and you need to eat right. And if you're going to do all that shit, you might as well work out. Now, the difference between you and John Wick and those behaviors that we already talked about is that John Wick has a really long head start on you in terms of being an athlete. So remember that I told you at the core of what John Wick is a special athlete. So keep Well, you wouldn't make it public, Mio. So the problem is that you're looking for paperwork that the bad guys would want to be looking for too. So why are you concerned? That's the thing. It's like, why do you need to see it? Like, it's a little sus. We're talking about the probably the largest organized crime ring in history, and you're like, where's the quo warranto? I want to see it. Like, who the fuck are you? Sit back, relax, let shit happen. Holy fuck. It's starting to agitate the shit out of me. So, what I was saying, like, my God, dude, like, let shit happen. Are you doing it? Did you file quo warranto? Then shut up. Where's it at? I don't see it. It's not listed. Good. Good. I don't want the bad guys to see it first. I want it to be a surprise. I don't want it public record. I want it to be a surprise. I want a raid. No, I didn't say that. So now, see, this is how I know when people come to me and they're like, why isn't this public record? And then I have a little bit of a conversation and they totally expose that somebody got it into your brain that it had to be filed in DC federal court. No, actually, the way pro warranto works is that anyone can file it in search of a writ to petition Congress to have the 14th Amendment applied to Donald Trump. Here's what I can tell you. And I've already told you, St. Gale, who has an advanced degree in constitutional law, has said, hey, he's absolutely not eligible for the job per the 14th Amendment. You know what I mean? Yeah. 14th Amendment, Article 3. Yeah. Yeah. But that doesn't even matter anymore. Do you understand now? The reason I haven't even fucking been talking about it is because it literally doesn't matter. We're past that now. So in your brain, what does that mean? That if the 14th Amendment, Article 3, and him and Donald Trump being ineligible is no longer the issue, that's no longer what's going wrong here for Donald Trump. That for the record is the easy way out because he's just ineligible, right? He just gets to walk away. We're past that. Jack Smith said that, actually. Yeah, like I said, I want to make sure I rip that. That isn't even relevant anymore. That's what someone with a constitutional law degree has been saying for days. Like we're so far beyond that, which is a crazy thing to say out loud to another person. Hey, remember how somebody came and made a video that works in Washington D.C. about the fucking process of how do we get Donald Trump out of office now that he's ineligible, and this is a sham presidency, and all the shit that he's doing is fucking show. For the record, I've been saying it. I've been saying it since moment one. He's going to be super fucking hostile. Everything is an escalation upon the prior act. It's just the way he works. And that ultimately he's going to run out of shit. And again, as I've said, here's what I don't think, okay? Because I know it's on everyone's mind. Yeah, yeah. Saint Gael for a while. So it was like Saint Gael and Andrew. I don't know if you all know who Andrew is. Andrew is the really hot attorney guy that is just he's kind of like me. He gets on there and fucking waxes. Um, he had some shit about politics that was pretty interesting as far as an attorney goes. But he devolved into degeneracy there late. Normally people aren't that stupid. Yeah. Thinking about treason, yeah. Alasia, there's a couple TikToks where I fucking cry, right? There's a couple TikToks where I fucking cry talking about like, yo, at some point I thought this shit was gonna end. I thought this madness was gonna stop before he was fucking inaugurated. And honestly, 37 years of fucking work on that guy, and it's like, did you think they were gonna stop him from taking the oath of office? Do you understand what I'm saying? I I thought that they could stop this before he took office. But it's so much worse. And not I'm worried about the Democrats. I'm worried about the Department of Justice. Those raids have to produce something or they wouldn't do them. Yeah. So, I tried to explain this to people before. Uh and I maybe I said it offline or something. So, uh they don't mobilize DSIC like that. Um, it's really dangerous for CISA and DSIC agents to just be like out in the public eye doing public investigation and it being known that they're there. And so, for example, when DSIC and the FBI raided Alfie Oakes, that like alarm bells, like they don't mobilize DSIC, and they sent DSIC agents. Like they had that shit in the first week. Yeah, him pardon. Okay, so think about this. They know read Project 2025. If you have questions as to what they were gonna do, oh for sure Corey. Corey on Clapper asked, "Do you think this is bigger than Donald Trump and Elon?" Yeah, yeah, yeah. All those rich boys that were on drugs visibly, yeah, like 2 days after the election. Yeah, they knew. There's a playbook. There's a playbook. And again, I want to make sure one of the things that I saw at the inauguration that I still have to confirm is that what was said is it looks like when Barack Obama, the former president of the United States, sir, gets seated at the inauguration, he spins and leans over to George Bush and says, "Is there any way to stop this?" And they both laugh. And what I think that they were what he was saying, and yeah. And think about this. As the vice president, like it's wholly inappropriate for her running for office as president to be entangled with Donald Trump. I hope everybody understands why Kamala Harris hasn't come out and said anything. She was running for public office. And she's also the vice president. She's running the election. So for the record, everyone keeps acting like she was sent there to win. And I just want you to know that that's not how that works. I hope that you could hear a pin drop where you are too. Um yeah, I know it's a confusing time to be alive, but internal polling never had Kamala Harris beating Donald Trump, and they ran her anyway. So there's a plan. And I know it sucks. It sucks. He's doing a lot of shit in his first couple of days of office. Well, guess what? If it's going to keep escalating, guess where he's heading? War, right? And like I said, I posted the link to the Reddit where they talk about a military tribunal, and I've been thinking about it the whole time. Because he may have immunity for presidential acts, but he can't escape a military tribunal. Can't do nothing about that. Can't do nothing about the DOJ. So I get it. A lot of people are like, "Oh man, he really is the president," and it's like, mm-hmm. And how long you think that's gonna last? Yeah, how long do you think he can keep this shit up before his heart explodes? That motherfucker wakes up angry and tries to see like what facet of society. Pretty fucking dark, Valerie. Pretty fucking dark. So yeah, I just want to make sure you understand that I would never nail myself down like that. I would be like, I watched a video where a young woman who said she worked in the DC courts explained how you'd file for that dude's in violation. And I thought, well, anybody could file it. You would just hope they worked in the DC courts so that it's closer to Congress physically. So I hope everybody that was hoping they'd get him out of office using the 14th Amendment, even Jack Smith said, even though he's not eligible for the job, he won the election. And it appears as though he's going to take the office of president. So not only is he not eligible for the job, and all the shit that he's signing can just be undone. Nothing he has done is permanent or binding. He's an asshole. But they also cut him off, and there's a video of that too, and I want to make sure that everyone sees it because I thought I saw this live and people started arguing with me. One January 6th was refusing the pardon. Hey, because she didn't want it to be on her when Donald Trump is charged for treason because he pardoned that person. Hmm. Let's see. There's a video of Donald Trump signing stuff. Okay. Absolutely nothing. So I want you to watch this video. And remember, we live in a misinformation, disinformation world. So you gotta keep it copacetic, right? Like you gotta watch this video that I posted and tell me what happened there. Because I think what happened there is someone very powerfully said that's enough. And they went in and stopped this. So again, I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, there's no guardrails. Oh, there's guardrails. People just don't understand, man. Don't understand. So yeah, he gets to be the 47th president. Shit's pretty dark. Yep. He wants that bishop to apologize. Yeah, she talked about not favoring tyrants and shit. God not favoring tyrants. That shit was tough. But yeah, I want to make sure that we talk about this rebellion that we're under, so everybody has clear directions. Um, understand that, yeah, you can hear my dogs crying in the background. Yeah, yeah. We don't use meta tools. Okay, no Facebook, no IG, no threads. I would prefer, at the very least, that you get Facebook Messenger off of your device. I am a senior at Purdue University studying data analytics. A lot of this is computer stuff. And one of the things that I learned in the last week is that Facebook Messenger is actually the worst application for your cell phone. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because it takes your private messages, that those conversations you have on Messenger, and the words that you use influence the algorithm on the other Meta apps. That's pretty pervasive. And then also they give your location away to the federal government when they ask for it via subpoena. And I want to make sure that I let my audience know, hey, get that fucking shit off your phone yesterday. No Facebook, no IG, no threads. Get Messenger off your phone. Get WhatsApp off your phone. Okay? No Twitter. I'm only on Twitter lurking. Okay? Yeah, every photo used for AI. There's a reason I watched that video of Kamala Harris and I said, hey, I just want to make sure that somebody out there can run this and make sure it's not AI, even though it wouldn't be AI. I get it. It'd just be artificial art. Yeah. Is TikTok a meta now? Close. So they're in a partnership. They're in a deep partnership. So apparently when you log onto your Meta tools now, it asks you to connect your TikTok to your Meta tool, and that indicates, sorry, that there's a partnership between TikTok and Meta, and you wanna get off of Twitter, get off of Meta. Um, it's easy to say that, but he's broke, and he's literally everything that Donald Trump has ever done has failed miserably. And he has also paid out hundreds of millions of dollars for all the wrongdoing he's done. Now, if you're talking about him not rotting in a fucking jail cell or a death sentence, that's crazy of you. It's crazy that you think paying dues and shit must be spent in a jail cell, must be spent with the death penalty. And I think that he's a deeply fucking troubled human being that has not escaped accountability yet. And again, it's just that's just our difference of opinion. Is that you think he keeps getting away with shit, and I think he keeps getting shit taken from him, and has done nothing but have his money and his businesses taken away from him, and had to either give it away or sell it to stay afloat. And I know that that looks like winning, but it's fucking not. I'm just calling it like it is. He doesn't have money. He's not rich. That rug pull that he did with that fucking cryptocurrency, that's he's gonna get tried for that. So again, I get it. Yeah, he just keeps on winning, don't he? Does he? Does he? Because if that is what winning is, if that's what winning looks like to you, that's a fucking crazy game you're playing over there, kid. Yeah, it's the eve of accountability. It's not like nothing's gonna happen and he's just gonna do this shit for 4 years. No. 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 I can promise you this. He ain't doing that shit for 4 years. He gonna run out of shit to do. He gonna start pushing people around. It has to catch up. I've been saying it. The pendulum swings just as far back the other way. Lawyers or Russia. That's one of the reasons that the rumors that he was going to Russia were so prominent is because he owes them money. And he won the election. And he has money. He's flush right now. Yep. And I just want to point out that China has said they will support the World Health Organization after the United States withdrawals. Okay? No Facebook, no Threads, no IG. Get Messenger off your phone at the very least. From there, get rid of Twitter. And TikTok, I'm not making original content for. I am not going to post duplicates where I have to speak in code. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not code switching. I'm going to be my authentic self, make the content that I want to make, speaking how I speak. I'm going to upload it to YouTube. Okay. So make sure if you're fucking around on TikTok still and somebody's asking about how come I'm not posting my content there anymore, I'm not fucking I'm not fucking with Meta, right? I'm not doing that. Right? Get away from Amazon. No more McDonald's, no more Walmart, no more John Deere, Ford. Let's see who else fucks heavily. Yeah, TikTok's all for Donald J. Trump too. Oh, it's crazy. I mean, I built a community off there, and we didn't have much riffraff, so I'm not. Yeah, yep. I got a cough, but yeah. And you got to understand, Russia is poor because of American action. Um, but the blackout worked. I want to point that out. People were talking about not watching the inauguration, and it was the lowest in TV audience in 15 years. Hmm. And what you buy can shape stuff too. I agree with you. S&M said, "Apps good unite us. Goods unite us. GUU on the App Store, by the way. GUU, goods unite us. Will actually tell you where you should be buying your shit. You need to be shopping locally wherever you can. Hmm. I would recommend going to Aldi instead of your grocery store. Okay. Look to grow a garden. Yeah. Keep in mind, Donald Trump didn't save TikTok. Ro Khanna got 1 million signatures to save TikTok. Democracy got TikTok unbanned. Oh, Commissioner Marie Jose Hogue will release the final report of the Foreign Interference Commission on Tuesday, January 28th. Oh, so that's real. I just want to point out there's a reason Donald Trump was attacking Canada and Mexico. There's a reason he's attacking our allies. 250 countries monitored our election. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's a bunch of things that we've been doing that we shall no longer do. And that is how you're going to affect change is to actually change behaviors. Mhm. Yep. We stay bitchy. That's funny. The way you affect change is to change your behavior. It's not about picking up a gun anymore. Everybody used to say if you want to make great change, pick up a firearm, and it's just not. It doesn't work that way. You cannot just kill a man. I believe that's a Rage Against the Machine song. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. A lot of people shit on this guy, but there's this guy named Tundra Carnage on Twitter who's been saying from moment one that Canada is going to be the one to save America's ass. Watch. This report's going to come out. Watch. And he's been shit on and doubted. He's former intelligence. Like he's throwing misdirection. He's clearly a very capable writer. He puts information out all the fucking time. He is a fucking brilliant social media user and completely called all this, by the way, and just did enough otherwise to throw off the people couldn't figure out his words. They were reading too much into shit. Like a lot of what he was talking about was like coffee and tea time. Like, yeah. He was fucking right. Because that was his big thing was this foreign interference report. I told you 250 countries monitor our elections. Oh, that's crazy, Chris. And I'm going to read that. This is from Chris Clemens. It's great. In October, I had a dream that Trump and his men tried to row away in many boats filled with files, but they kept sinking. And when I turned around, I saw Harris holding a hand drill. Tim Apple was at the inauguration too. Well, I was gonna get off of I was gonna get rid of my iPhone. So get the Goods app. Yeah, Goods United app. Yep, we have that. I really thought it meant she would win, but I think it meant that she has been a step ahead of him the whole time. Oh yeah. I've been telling people the song for what is coming. I know that it doesn't feel good right now. I empathize with people that don't look like me. Okay? When she said darkest, and when she said stars, all of it. Not just Donnie. All of it. I'm manifesting. Sorry. We're just going to listen to this song. I think this is Kamala Harris's like theme song. Yeah, me too. I deserve it all. Nah, I deserve it all. I deserve it all. Yeah, he did. Isn't that funny that I'm over here telling you you got to maintain a slim profile so that you can fit in body armor so when that idiot fucking shoots you, you don't die? And then I told you that if you're gonna stay in good shape so you can fit in the body armor, you might as well get yourself a riot shield. And then once you're a good enough athlete to move around with body armor on and you can handle a fucking riot shield, at that point, Once you're a good enough athlete to fucking defend yourself in your own home, maybe you could work with a firearm. See, the problem is if you don't sleep right and hydrate and eat right and exercise and maintain a slim profile so that you can fit in body armor and learn to defend yourself, a riot shield would be great. What ends up happening is you just get shot and bleed like a stuck pig and then bleed out. Sorry. Body armor, riot shield. Yeah, kid, you're not going anywhere. Yeah. Yeah, man in the garden. I deserve it all. Yeah, Lilac, I don't think this is the fucking time to both sides some shit. Know what I mean? I don't think 2 days into the most corrupt administration in fucking history is the time to start both sidesing shit. Does it seem like that's that time? TikTok. I deserve it all. That's a lowbrow statement. That's the person that shows up to the bowling alley to bowl with all of their friends and intentionally gutters every fucking. What? I'm having fun too. That's fun? That looks like fun to you. Why are you even here? Could have stayed your asses home. Say something about been filed. Yeah, it's not something we need to be. I'm not trying to have that conversation. Find me the corrupt Democrats, please, dear God. Show them to me. I would say that there's AI Pack and Jerry Acts and fucking, but I'm not an ageist. Just because motherfuckers been in politics for a long time and that helped them get to where they got is like, it's called a meritocracy. What the fuck are we talking about? You called him Tim Apple. That's what somebody posted as Tim Apple. You want the shameless me or the famous me? Mm, I also love that bar. Tell me why you deserve the greatest of all time, motherfucker. I deserve it all. Mm-hmm. Biggest thing in history. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Did somebody post that there was a raid? And obviously, many cities in the United States are up against potential ice raids. I just want to make sure I speak on that. Obviously, I'm again thinking about people that don't look like me. If you think that you are going to be deported, Understand that deportation is a crime against humanity according to the International Criminal Court, and if you feel like you're in danger of being deported, I would consider calling them and letting them know this is all Donald Trump's fault. And ICE is about the only group of people that Donald Trump can actually mobilize. So they've been cleared to raid churches and fucking schools. It's not the old Republican Party. Oh no no. GOP. They need a new name. GOP is gone. That's why I've suggested we need to start the American Socialist Party with with universal healthcare, education, income, and housing as our platform. That if we are elected and given authority, we want everyone to have socialism. Hmm. Yeah. And here's how we're going to pay for it. We have a tax plan. We have the federal legalization of marijuana. And you run on that platform. And all the other super progressive takes that someone could have, you have those now. Pro LGBTQIA plus, pro climate change, right? Like you want us not pro climate change, but climate action, right? He didn't have immunity on the 19th when Cittadini confessed. And he can't be pardoned either. He wasn't in office. Yeah, they let it happen. They fostered this shit. You know, and it is to say historically Democrats and Republicans have worked together, but to both sides shit now? Oh honey, we're so beyond that. We're so past this. We are currently ungoverned. And I think we're doing just fucking fine. I actually think president's kind of dumb. President's kind of dumb. It's just a speaker. Uh, uh he's just a orator. I've never chatted in any live ever before. These are my people. This is my community, Bob. Yep. Wanted to do a different podcast, man, where we're actually talking about shit that actually happened, actually interacting with the audience and talking. Hey, he was a private citizen. I don't really get the presidential position. Look up presidential powers. He really has like 9 things he can fucking do. Apparently, they've arrived in Detroit, and by they you mean ICE, and by ICE I mean fuck ICE. I don't have to abide by anything by my own moral compass. He is a pawn. Trump is a pawn. Hmm. He knows he did bad shit. That's why he was asking to move his presidency up, was so that to cover for him. But yeah, what a fucking interesting time to be alive, kids. And again, all those people that are out there like it's gonna take a hostile overthrow of the government, and it's like that's communism is not what we want. I promise you, that's on the other end of the political spectrum from fucking socialism. Supposedly an interview with Hannity tonight. Cool. Haven't heard, yeah. You haven't heard shit about Chicago yet? Spending all his time breaking shit down like we knew he would. Mm. And right away, remember how Donald Trump talked about seizing the Panama Canal? Right away, Putin said he was displeased with uh, Donald Trump saying he wanted to seize the Panama Canal. And it's like, who do you think gave him that fucking idea? And then as soon as he spoke on it, was like, I'm mad that you did that. Yeah, so we're here 8 a.m. to about 9:30. So you got about 15 minutes left. Okay. I work day job, 10 to 6, 7. Okay. Cheney wasn't called Darth Vader for nothing. Mm. And I generally try to make content as shit rolls downhill. You know what I mean? As we are bombarded with shit, I try to morning. Try to, if I got thoughts, get them out. You know, there's no sense in sitting on it all day. I'm trying to work a job. I'm in my first week at a new job. I don't want to keep these thoughts inside my fucking head and then not be focusing in that class. Yeah, he's not. Yeah, there's a reason he's just undoing shit. Where would I see the invite to the Discord? Oh, and I vacillate between I'm the greatest of all time at jobs like this and I'm going to get fired. I'm one of those people, I curse when I talk at length. And so when I'm in a professional environment, I have to consciously not curse, right? And so the first day, uh, everyone is everyone is getting ready to leave, and he cuts us off at the end of the shift, right? Like lets us go home. He gave us time, right? Like I'm gonna keep you clocked in till 6, but whatever, right? And there's like 15 minutes of our time. Like we're still on company time, but we've been told to go home. And I said the F word when I was telling my classmates that my best friend works here. He just paid $7,500 in taxes on a single check and also is part of the program that we sell. And his $54,000 in debt became 21,000. He was paying like $1,600, $1,700 a month to keep all them payments current, and is now paying $400 a month, and will have all of that debt paid off in 4 years. So that's what I'm working toward doing for a living for other people. It's an insane market. Um, like I had a conversation with my best friend last night where it took him 4 days to close one deal that was worth $1,300 to him. So in your mind, you're like, holy shit, Jared. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Plus the hourly. Yeah, it's an insane job. And so I was telling my other classmates, it's the first day at a new job. You're all nervous and shit. And I'm this fucking Marine, right? And I'm like, hey, psst, take it, just read the script. You're gonna make a ton of money. You know what I mean? Like just give everybody confidence. And I said the F word. And the manager who's 8 years in the army, he cut me off like, hey, you can't cuss like that. And I was like, fuck, my bad, dude. And so I didn't say fuck after I said fuck. You know what I mean? Just and so yesterday I said piss when we were introducing ourselves and telling each other about our work history as far as like the last 10 years. And for the record, I said my first job after I graduated college, I got a job in special projects for a local company that had just absorbed a plumbing and HVAC company. And I helped build their customer service center. And then once they got that functioning, they moved me to another department and I got that up and running. They moved me to another department. I got that up and running. And ultimately, I ended up in analytics, which is funny that a decade later, I'm finishing a degree from Purdue University in data analytics. and they put me. I went customer service management into data entry management into data analytics. And the company decided to make a handful of decisions to the tune of about $64 million. And so think about 2013, 2014 in Indiana when a company is making a handful of decisions that are 64 million fucking dollars. And me, fresh out of college, having studied like risk and risk management and investment and all that shit, I was opposed. I said that it's a fantastic waste of our money. And they moved me to entry level sales. They literally demoted me all the way back down to sales, sent me to another part of the oh, by the way, for the next 4 or 5 years, I made way more money than I would have made working in special projects for another part of the company. They literally had to fly me all over the country. They flew me to the Four Seasons in fucking Florida. They took my wife and I to Mexico. Like this company had to fucking wine and dine me for the next 4 or 5 years because I was also a badass at that job. And they fired me because I called them out for committing fucking wire fraud. And they still commit fucking wire fraud. And they still false advertise. And when they fired me, they tried to pay me money and be like, hey, we don't want you talking about it. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm going to tell that story forever. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I learned decades ago to stop when my 3-year-old in the back says, "Oh shit." People do the programs where they pay $8,500 off for 4 years. Yeah. But yeah, so I said fuck the first day, but it was after we got sent home, and the guy corrected me. He was like, "Don't curse." And then yesterday I said piss, and he gave me the look like, "Boy." But I noticed that when we were reading the script in breakout rooms yesterday, and it was my turn to read the script, and he was in there the whole time. And then the first thing he said, I gotta say this, the first thing he said when we left the breakout room and went back to the main Zoom is he said, I honestly never know what to expect until I start listening to people read the script. And he was like, some of you are blowing me away. Like I don't even know what to say anymore. And all I could think of my brain was like he watched me read that shit or listened to me read that. He was in the fucking thing the whole time. Not when the other guy was going. Okay? So what time is it? Yeah, it's about that time, okay? So yeah, we got some links out. Everybody's kind of aware what's going on. I haven't heard any like news like, you know what I mean, like that's more pressing. Um, it sucks. Try not to watch mainstream media either. Don't give Donnie what he wants. He wants you to feel some type of way. Like that's what Donald Trump wants. He wants every one of those executive orders that he signs to fuck you up. And it doesn't directly impact you. And so we are putting the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. I'm just saying. Like what Donald Trump is doing shouldn't be pissing you off. You should already be pissed off. Remember, it's about waking up angry instead of like constantly being triggered and becoming angry. Why not just be angry all the time? Because you're so much more precise. When you are angry, you're so much more focused. You have this super impressive level of intensity when you're angry. So I want to make sure that I keep that in my mind and on the forefront of the content I produce. This ain't no call of violence. I ain't told a single person to hurt another person. In fact, I think that's a coward's way to do it now. To lash out, be physically violent. I think that's a coward's way. Yeah. He's an illegitimate president. You said I feel angry all the time, but I'm 64. Nah, you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. You stay angry, you don't have to get ready. And when in times of great hold on before I play Eat the Rich for myself. In times of great stress, you don't rise to the occasion. You understand? You don't elevate to the conditions. You acquiesce to your training capability. Like whatever you were doing at a high level before you increase the intensity, whatever you were doing, that's what you default to. So that's something you learn in the military, you know. Um, so that's why I would say like stay angry. That way you don't have to like rally yourself up. If you're informed, how are you not angry? Right? It's almost like you have to be ignorant to be happy. Ignorance is bliss, right? So anyway, yeah, yeah. What we're here for. A lot of Netanyahu's media muppets are freaking out over the January 6th pardons because Netanyahu's role is about to be exposed from Eric Garland. Pulled that off Twitter late. Oh, by the way, here's our boy. Trump can't pardon international crime, by the way. On the rich boys who get rude. Bonds. And then they go get stiff with month and Uncle Biff. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Only one thing to very good for. GUU, yeah. Goods unite us. Huh. This is interesting. Tell me he's not a fucking plant. Tell me he's not that Donald Trump's not a fucking puppet. It's not that he ain't gonna do some fuck shit. Keep your eyes on the fucking prize. Resist at all fucking corners, man. I'm telling you.